So now what happened? The contractor is running his construction activity with 20 donkeys. Instead of that, he can run his organization with 1 horse.
Correct. Absolutely agreed.
See,
Tamil Nadu or Karnataka?
both.
No. It can't be
father
both.
and mother. If you ask me, you like father or your mother? Whom you say?
Alright. Achha, so which one is father and which is mother here? Hello, Namaskar and welcome to our Project Heroes very own podcast where there are rules but we like to break them because that is how we believe we learn. So today on our podcast we have this extremely experienced person and such a very talented and a learned person who's a proper child of a real estate and construction industry. Please help me welcome Mr. Sreevinoth.T, who up until very recently was the director for operations and the head of projects for LiveSpace. But now he's on his own journey and we hope and we pray he becomes the next e-commerce giant for our industry. Please welcome Mr. Sreevinoth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sreevinoth, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
I love talking to people. That's what I keep telling my audience, and I actually do. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people because every time I meet someone, I learn something new. Every conversation is an eye-opener, right? And okay, I won't talk too much about what I want and what I need and all that. Let's jump straight to the podcast, right? So, Sreevinoth, please tell us about your journey, how you started, and where you are right now. How did you reach here?
Yeah.
What all pedestals and what all problems did you have to face that that made you?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. So basically, I'm from Tamil Nadu. Trichy is my native, where I grown up and studied from there. From there, I got an opportunity to work in Bangalore. So when I come to Bangalore, I am clueless. I have nothing to do with Bangalore. I don't know even single people. Limitation of speaking English.
Right.
So Tamil is a fluent language, and I find in Bangalore it's very difficult. So I started a journey. So working in multiple projects in MG Road and kind of thing. When I reach Bangalore, so I find one prime thing, like first I should learn the languages. I should share some experience here, like when I was working in a construction site in the late night, almost 12 o'clock in the night, because it's a MG Road, it's a prime place where the concrete trucks are not allowed in the morning time. Like we were doing a concreting in the pipeline concreting. So I was blabbered something in a Hindi. So people, they were doing a concreting. They just put their concrete pipes and started laughing. 10 people around me. So that day I made my mind, I should learn all these languages. Today I can communicate in 8 languages comfortably.
Amazing.
So
what are these 8 languages, if you don't mind?
So all South Indian languages.
Okay.
Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada.
Right.
So apart from that, I can speak in Hindi, Bengali, Arabic and English.
Arabic as well. Oh, that's amazing.
So, not only that, like when I went to abroad, like Muscat, I was working in Oman and Dubai.
Right.
So within 3 months, I took my international driving license.
Amazing.
So
we were talking about your experiences abroad as well.
Yeah.
When you were facing that language barrier. So it took you only 3 months to get a driver's. So to get a driver's license,
driving license,
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months.
You must have had to learn their language also.
Yes, because it's very difficult to get a driving license in Gulf countries. So it has multiple process and stages, and it's very difficult there. It must be, because else otherwise the accidents may happen. It's very difficult. Otherwise, until unless you learn properly, you will not be able to drive. It's very difficult there to drive.
Shivnath, okay, I talked with a lot of people about their careers and everything. Everything's said and done. You have a lot of accomplishments, right? Yes. You got the Atmanirbhar Award, Atmanirbhar Bharat Award, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this award has been given to me like design and implementation of the indoor air quality management at the workplaces. Okay. So before COVID, we are not concerned about anything like sanitation or anything. So we are very quite common. We are just casual. Right. So just washing hands and eating food. So post COVID, what happened? So we are very keen looking at everything in a risk factor. So post COVID, we know about the surface sanitation.
Correct.
So we do all the choline and we do all the disinfectant on the surface, glass particles, mirror, that. We don't touch the opticals. We started doing that. But how much we know is that the air I'm inhaling is sanitized. You are sitting in the office. So how do we know? Right. But the air is sanitized.
Right.
Is that it is, otherwise it is somebody has infected that, whether I'm inhaling the same.
Correct. Correct.
So which is very important.
Right.
So which we designed and implemented, and we monitored also. So that became a great success, and we have presented it. So,
So,
making
in a brief manner, if you could just tell me what was the salient points, like what was that actual, points of-
points. So,
Yeah.
so in a office environment, what happens? The air circulates.
Right.
So the fresh air, the air comes and it goes by return air,
Right.
and again it go back to the AHU. So it circulates. So
Correct.
the air changes happen every 60 minutes. So what happens? So the required of fresh air inlet to that particular place, is it happening? So next, when the fresh air comes in, is that the fresh air has been all the virus, bacteria has been killed
Okay.
before getting into the ducts. So these
Okay.
are all. Then UV lamps eliminates
Right.
purifies the
How
air.
do you check that thing at the inlet itself, whether all the bacteria and everything have been killed?
So
or
it will be monitored at your floors.
not? Okay. So
when
is
you-
there a device or something?
Yes, monitoring devices are there.
Okay.
So it's all automated and it is been recorded. So
Okay.
anything, if you are sitting remotely, you can check what is the oxygen level at your place, and what is the
Amazing.
purification of that air.
Amazing. Amazing.
So
Great.
So this
great.
is the methodology,
So-
and people talk about this maybe increasing a capex, capital expenditures during their fitting up the setup.
Right.
But I don't think so. It is more expensive. So it's equivalent to the cost we spend for our sanitation process.
Amazing. Tell us about the other awards also that you've been given.
So couple of other awards, like we got a corporate project award for our experience centers in Marathalli for live space.
Okay.
So this was one of the experience centers we created. It's a state-of-art experience center which
Okay.
we have created, and we have made a lot of value engineering in this project in terms of design and costing.
Okay.
So we cannot compromise on the design, and we
Right.
cannot compromise on the expenditures also.
Correct.
So these kind of value engineering played major role here without compromising on the final aesthetics of the building or the interiors of the part. So we have achieved within a very well set budget. For
Very
this
nice.
Final.
Tell us about that project that you were telling me about, right?
Yeah, sure. So what happens, like when we want to do a fast track projects, the most challenged, the most fast, because nowadays there is a huge requirement for working space, because of post COVID people have started coming to the
Correct.
workplaces, and we want to build a high, mostly fast paced project in Bangalore. So it's in Bagmane Pallavi Tech Park, which is near to the corporation circle.
Right.
So we want to develop a most fast-paced project within a shorter span of 45 days. So which is 13 floors equivalent to 1.2 lakh square feet of area. So the overall ideology to block the materials, lot of exported items to order in time. The major thing when we hit the site, how to move forward by the installation and the implementation part.
Right.
So we had made a productivity chart, so which is very important nowadays. So now, as you know, the construction is an unorganized sector.
Right.
So now we are getting into an organized place and framing it properly, so that we don't have any ad hoc issues, and well known, well planned, and what might be the risk in the resources part.
Correct.
So project management calls cost, time, and resources also been a part of a project.
Right.
So we build it properly, and we have made a productivity chart for every trade, from starting from civil masons, electricians, mechanical trades, firefighting. So every welding workers. So every kind of task, even everything for a chair, if the chair which you are sitting.
So like all the core construction, the finishes, the HVAC systems, the plumbing system, firefighting, everything.
Everything.
Okay.
So we have quantified. So what will be the quantity? What will be the
Right.
quantum of work I have in a particular floor?
Right. Right.
And there are sequence. When you set up a interior fit outs for a construction, for a office space or any kind of retail space, so there is a sequence. So if the sequence miss, again you will have a shortfall of, you will overburn in your manpower cost.
Correct.
And you will not find that manpower, because they will be engaged in some other, because there is a huge scarcity for a manpower.
Correct.
So with this, knowing all this risk, so we have to achieve this in 45 days. Very clear cut planning. It's
In
been.
45 days, you said?
Yes, yes.
How
Absolutely.
many floors was this?
It's
How many
13
levels?
floors.
13 levels in 45 days. So
45
that is
days.
close to 3.5 days ka slab cycle.
Slabs like this.
Okay. Okay.
This is about setting up our interior fit out.
Okay. So even the interior fit out
Yes.
in 45 days for 13 floors, I have not heard of
Yes.
before. This is crazy.
It's a good task, but
Right.
we were worked hard to achieve it, and we
Right,
tracked
right.
it and done everything on time. We mitigated a risk, and to be frank, and we want to shift a chiller for 21 floors. We want to shift a chiller, so we have to block the entire road in the early morning.
Yeah.
And so many challenges. We want to take out this crane. This crane got stuck in Shivaji Nagar metro activities. So we didn't give up that way. We had been to there and cleared all the struggles, and we took the way. We planned to start by 10 o'clock. We got all the permission from the authorities to start the shifting, because we are going to block the road.
Right. So 10 p.m. in the night.
In the Sunday we took, and we are blocking the road because the crane will hold up the complete place, and it has to go 21 floors, and the chiller has to go on top of it. So it is not quite easy task. So we went there, and we had a lot of struggle, and we cleared it. Morning 3 a.m. We brought the crane to the site.
Amazing.
And we worked up to morning 10 o'clock, and we finished it.
So it took you almost 12 hours from the start till the finish, till the chiller was actually on top. So how heavy was this chiller?
Every chiller should be minimum around 2.5 tons.
2.5 tons.
Yes.
And how many chillers were
4
there?
chillers we were.
4 chillers. So close to 10 tons.
Each, it's been shifted.
That is insane. Hats off to the hard work that you put in.
So which helped us a lot is like kind of a productivity chart making and people, and assigning a people for a respective floors and the sequence. So today the civil trade will work here. After 4 or 5 days, the next trade will start working in. So that there is no overlap, or there is no any loss of resources, and people are well planned, so that we are on track and moving ahead as per the project time.
Sreevinoth, coming to another question where I want to understand from your experience. You have such a great experience in the field, right from the core of the construction to the fit outs and the interiors and everything. The pain points, while working with the ground workers, like ground level workers, the blue collared workers, and at the same time the pain points that you feel while working with the contractors. We'll start with the workers. Some instance that you can think of that, this really stands out in your head, and how the firefighting happened, like to the whole thing, and how an issue was created and a last minute something. So something interesting that comes to your mind.
So see, in a construction, like risk is always a plan, like
Agreed.
So we have to use it. We should have more patience out of it, and always you should think out of box. So how to create it. So when we miss something, you should not be behind of it. We should think alternatively. That is the only way of doing it. That's what I learned when I'm doing a project, sir. So if you stuck to something, always you should have plan B and plan B. So for an example, we want to procure certain AHUs for a project. It is happening somewhere in Delhi. So we had a visit, and we understood this guy is not going to give us. So we cancelled it. We made it in Bangalore somewhere near Malur, and get it done on time.
Right.
That's all. So if I stuck to that, so my project is going to be delayed. So everywhere we should have alternate plan and move forward.
Correct.
That's all we can, because now we know, because of the scarcity of all the production materials, manpower.
There must be some experience hands-on with the workers.
Yep.
There, what do you think? There's a gap. Either it could be whatever. I don't want to lead the conversation anywhere. I just want to understand your point of view.
I would say the big gap that you see at the workers level, the skill development.
Okay.
Which, because nowadays we don't treat them, they are equal to us, like, because they are working on a ground, and they are hard working, but definitely we should give them a thought about the skill development. So that, as you said, that groundwork, blue collar, it is getting overlapped. So when the ground worker is not able to perform his duty, the blue collar job guy has to do that. So whether he is not able to do that, so that is what the big gap in the construction, I would say. Now a guy studied a graduation, so I think he is not doing his role and responsibility what he is supposed to do. He has to manage, coordinate and deliver, but he put his shoe on his mestri role, and he stands and talk to people and get the things right. So because the skill development is less here. So you have to make that, if you call a mason, you should know up to the water cement ratio, for an example. So what is water cement ratio? So you should know that. So then only he is being called as a mason. But nowadays, a mason doesn't know water cement ratio. He feels he say, when the mistake happens, he will put all the blame on his helper. Sir, he will say that helper has done the mistake. He will not accept, I have done the mistake. ultimately all these issues will pop up on the engineer who is in site in charge, who is responsible for this. But actually it is not his problem.
Exactly.
The responsibility of a project manager or a site engineer to look up and ensure that required manpower is there, required materials are there available at site, and required drawings are given, required safety instructions are given. That's all his job.
Correct.
But he cannot be responsible for everything happening all around him.
And one person can't even keep an eye on
That is a big gap. Because of that, many of them are not interested to work in the site because they are thrashing them. Which is not their problem. Because from the ground level, the skill development is not happening. The masons are not being trained and they are not being knowledged. So they should be trained and they should do what is their role and responsibility, and they should be educated.
Do you think, Sreevinoth, that these guys that we are talking about, the masons for example, and the similar segment of people, are they open to this kind of change in the skill level? Are they open for upskilling? Or do you think they are like, they're very comfortable in their skins and they feel that they know everything?
So coming to a point, because they are comfortable working on their own because they have been paid. When they know, when they have been cultivated, matured enough, and they are doing a proper job, their salary is going to be increased.
Correct.
And they'll show more interest about it. When the industry becomes, they take only the trained professionals and they don't take any untrained, unknown people in the industry. So definitely they are going to come to and get it trained from you, and they will be deployed in the job. So how many, we know, when you call somebody to your place, they name it as plumber. So what do you know, he is a plumber or what? After he is doing spoiling entire thing, you will come to he is not a plumber.
Correct.
So your money wasted, time wasted, energy wasted.
Agreed.
Because we don't have a system to skill them or identify them.
Right.
So anybody, if anybody say, sir, I'm Mason, I have to believe he is a Mason.
Agreed.
So what is there to classify them? Whether he is a first grade, second grade, third grade.
I agree. What do you think can be done in terms of creating an awareness for these guys to get the upskilling done?
Yeah.
Because since as a part of Project Hero and as a part of the learning and development team, I've come across a lot of such cases wherein they say that they are interested, but they're not really interested in upskilling. So there has to be this awareness that needs to be created. I agree that if they are given that incentive, that if you upskill, you'll probably get a better job and you'll probably get better paid. But even that sometimes is not a motivation enough. So can you think of something that we can do to...
Definitely. So what we supposed to do, see, when you hire a project manager for your organization,
right,
what are all things you do? You will choose, you will know whether he is graduated.
Correct.
And what kind of experience he has.
Correct.
You will drill him in the interview.
Correct.
Okay, it happens. So because you are looking for a person who will give a productivity and profitability to your organization. So you have all the rights to ask him a better question, and he is going to be there. But when you want to hire a mason, a carpenter, what kind of approach we have? We don't have, because we don't have a system to train them or motivate them. Is there any ID card to them? Like for a welder, we have classifications.
Correct.
So do we have other construction workers for any classifications? They have ID card and they have been trained in some institute and they have been knowledge about it. Whether they have the skill, whether they don't have a skill, whether they have been educated for that skill, what level they can read the drawings,
right? What
level they can implement a safety before they work in their project. These are all basic sense only can come with the development.
So I think it would be a good and interesting thing, like you said, that welder classification thing. That's a very, very brilliant point that you put across. I believe that if a similar sort of a setup is introduced with all the other classes of workforce as well, like for example masons and painters and other kind of people also, I think that will bring about a great revolution in the entire industry.
Exactly. So there should be SOP. A painter cannot be, if he calls painter, he cannot be painter. There should be a SOP, because which will ease the customers, the end users. So painter, what is his role? He has to use, I'm just getting into depth. So when you want to paint a wall, he has to put masking tape to the other elements.
Correct.
Apart from the wall, all the whatever the metal elements or any other artificial wood elements, he has to put a masking tape, or the switch socket. He has to put a masking tape to that and put a masking tape to the skirting.
Correct.
So once he has done his painting, he has to clean that place. These are all the things will bring in a lot of improvements in the construction industry. So this only by training and thought process, this can be developed. This will ease the job of the customer. So you will call any electricians, they will just cut all the wires and throw, and they never try to clean that, and they just washed away.
Correct.
getting for them. After that, the end user has to struggle to clean that, and it's a complete mess.
Such a pain. Yeah.
Because nobody is trained, and they wish to do, because they can do whatever they wish to do, and nobody asks them a question.
Correct.
So when you grade them, or he has been associated with some kind of institute, and the end user can raise a complaint about this plumber. This plumber has not done this job. Next time he will not repeat that mistake to some other customer.
Correct.
And you do not renew his card in the future. You will give the validity only for 3 months to that card. Without this card, nobody is allowed to work inside.
That accountability needs to happen.
Yes, this will make life easier for all the customers, and they need not to worry. Just hire the resources. Only people have such an ID card, and they are trained with some good institute, and they have whether they can raise their complaint, whether this guy has come, he has taken my money, and he has not come back.
Correct.
So that assurity is being given again. So
Agreed.
So when we are working in Mondelez, it's a 134 acres of greenfield project.
Okay. Huge.
So what will be the how do we take the people inside? We do their BP test, because painters, when they work in heights, we do their BP test.
Right.
If the BP test pass, they are allowed to work in the high rate.
Correct.
Apart from that, I cannot ask anything. So after COVID, we are asking all the vaccination things. Apart from Aadhaar card, so apart from that, what you can ask?
Correct.
You can ask, you are a carpenter, you give me ID card or any certificate. You can't ask. They will ask you again, sir, where I can get that?
Agreed. I think that system needs to be in place.
Exactly. Once this has been done, and this will improve the productivity of the contractor. So now what happened? The contractor is running his construction activity with 20 donkeys. Instead of that, he can run his organization with 1 horse.
Correct. Absolutely agreed.
See, I'll tell you, nowadays the business is the continuity of the business. Reputation is very important. So when you become a contractor, for a hypothetical I'm saying, you are engaged 4 people in certain place, but you cannot stand there full time, because you have a setup of office, you have to pay salaries to people, you have to pay your rent and so many other things. You have to run for your business. If you're standing at one place, it will not bring a business to you.
Correct.
So how you have spent your energy, time, you are given a proper quality of material, and you are giving the salary to all these workers, and the worker mess up the job. The customer calls you and blast you like anything. What is your company doing? What the company done here?
Correct. And the financial implications.
And you have to go, but the person will get his salary.
Correct.
Money is fine, but you are losing the reputation there.
Correct.
The whole company brand is going to be lost, and next time the customer will not call you because of that person, not by you.
Right.
You got my point, right? So that is what I said. Instead of running a show with 20 donkeys, run the show with 1 horse. So first time it looks like, oh no, where do you train the people, sir? How do, it is more expensive nowadays? No, nothing.
Right.
If you train people, they have all the knowledge, they are going to reduce, because they are going to reduce the wastage. Reworks. And they are going to build the reputation.
Correct.
So there is a value addition for your money there.
So it all trickles down from the bottom up.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Hire a trained person and grow your business.
Agreed.
Simple.
Agreed. Sreevinoth, while I was reading your bio and everything, so I realized that you were also part of Chennai Municipal Development.
Yes, CMDA, Chennai Metropolitan Development Authority.
Correct.
So I'm a registered engineer over there. Yeah.
You're a registered engineer over there.
So I can certify the plans. So how it calls, like you can construct up to G+2 floors, which comes under corporation limit. When you go high-rise building, any CMDA registered engineer should certify your plan, and they have to monitor and supervise your building till the construction completes. And occupation certificate or completion certificate you will get only through the registered engineer certificate. The registered engineer has to confirm this complete construction is done as per the standard and quality of work.
Right.
I have monitored, and anything future comes, I am the responsibility. So then only the government authorities will check and come and give the occupation certificate or post completion.
You're also like a grade 1 surveyor with GCC?
GCC is Greater Chennai Corporation's license to surveyor.
Right.
So which I said, the building within the G+2 can be approved by us.
So it's different that
it is
surveyor part and the CMDA ke saath mein. So what is the difference there? Because from what I understand, ki up till 2-story buildings,
so this comes under corporation. This is a corporation department. That is CMDA department.
Only the departments are different, but the role ultimately is
the same.
You're the signing authority. If anything happens, people are going to come to you saying that
the end user cannot approach authorities. So
Right.
only through us only they can approach them.
Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, Sreevinoth. Okay. One last question before we switch to a more fun side of the whole conversation. Right. While we were talking earlier, you were telling me about how such a humble beginning you've had. Right. So many struggles you've had to face. I just want our audience to also know about that because we see people sitting at good places, good levels at all these workplaces and big companies and all, and we don't really know their stories, the backstories. And your backstory is something that is very hard hitting because I know I'm coming from a middle class family, but yours is a different tale altogether. So if you don't mind and if it's okay with you,
Sure.
I'd want you to just tell us how did it, like
Yeah.
that part,
Yeah.
who is your idol in life,
Idol.
first of all, and why is he your idol in life?
Yeah. So it might be quite emotional. Don't take it as well. So like when I'm studying 8th, 9th, 10th, so I could not pay my school fees.
Okay.
I studied in my native Trichy. So
Okay.
I have stood a week's time outside of the class because I have not paid my fees. So I've been made to stand outside of the class and
Oh man.
for all the periods, 7 to 8 periods. So it was there. So that's a struggle I had. But I studied. So then I had to start my college studies. So again, I had a same kind of challenge. So that time my elder brother stood up. So he sacrificed. And so like we had, as I said, like a lot of insults in the life. And we have been told that we will be going to hotels for a server. So we took it as a challenge among our relatives, families, and my brother said you have to study well. And he had his one-time food and he saved money and made me to study. So I done my part and I got an opportunity to work in such a beautiful place, Bangalore. So even I came here, I started earning. So night times I don't eat because I thought like if I eat a dosa, it costs me around 12 rupees. So I used to eat a bel puri, which is costing me 5 rupees. So had it and slept to save money.
Damn.
So even when we grow and we got good salaries also, we saved money. We're living very calm and quiet, not exposure, lavish life or something. We want to save money and we have to prove ourselves. Saving money and multiply that money. It's not only keep
Right.
on saving, and you have to quickly multiply that so that the saving become a multiplication. So your growth is 10x exponential. We had very struggle those times to come up in the life. So I would say my elder brother, Mr. Satish Kumar, is my ideal. So he had groomed me and advised me. Couple of times I didn't follow his instruction.
As younger brothers do.
As that's the age. So he is my idol. So he sacrificed all his time for me.
So Abhi, like hats off to your elder brother. I know it's not easy.
Easy. Yeah.
What he's gone through and what you have gone through. My sincere respect to both of you because he could have sacrificed and you could have not taken heed to it and straight, but you stuck to the path and you're here right now, and that's a brilliant achievement, and hats off to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming here and doing this. I'm very glad that I got to meet you and all.
Yes.
Okay, I think we have done enough serious and complicated and emotional stuff. Let's switch the gears a little. Let's give it a fun side. So I like to do this rapid fire session wherein there are certain set of segments of questions that are asked, and they're going to be very simple, but it's going to be fun. You're going to enjoy it, right? So we'll just dive straight into it. We'll start with this segment
Yeah.
called the rapid fire.
Rapid.
One thing you want to change in the current system of government working.
Better planning. So thinking of long term. Fair example. We know like our infrastructure it's growing. We need a lot of infrastructure for the digital,
Correct.
and it's going. Like you can see that anywhere in the road, you can see everywhere wires, and we call it as all wireless. And you might be seeing this.
Correct.
So when they want to construct a new house, everybody need a kind of a water connection, drainage connection, all such things. So why can't the infrastructure been planned for it properly, metered?
Absolutely agree.
Why a government should base all their potential? Ultimately, it's all our own money. We pay tax,
Agreed.
and they could save it by proper planning.
Right.
This we know. This is the layout, and this many houses going to come. So how many tappings are required? Why can't you make it before it?
Correct.
Until unless the person has to construct, and he has to go to the authorities, you know how much we need to bribe them and things
Right.
like that.
Right.
And ultimately, you come and do the road cutting, and you will spoil the road. Why such things?
Right. Right. Agreed.
Even I written to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi in their Man Ki Baat
Right.
website. Pe.
Right,
And
right.
he has asked all our citizens to give thoughts of how to improve India.
Right.
So I have given these thoughts to him.
At least you're reaching out back to the government. That's important. I think a lot of us, I being one of them, I'm one of those who will complain about things but probably won't do much about it. But respect. Okay, moving to the next question. One thing that no one is talking about when it comes to the construction industry.
So in a construction industry, we should pay more attention to the PMO part.
One thing you would add to the current flow of material purchase. The way material is purchased at sites right now,
Yeah.
right? What would be your one thing that you would want to add or subtract or change in the manner this is done?
Yeah. So if you see as an end user, I'm talking from end user side.
Right.
As an end user, I'm procuring something. So we should have a very detailed and transparent things in our contract.
Right.
So we miss that in urgency, which will fall back and delay the process and make a friction between the contractor and the client. Two things happens here, like because in live space I could see managed almost 2,500 projects and 500 highly escalated clients and converting the escalation to appreciation. So two things I learned here. What is that? One is customer requirement.
Right.
Next is customer expectation.
Right.
So always you can fulfill the customer requirement, which is recorded and written.
Right.
Expectation changes.
Correct.
I thought it will be like this, so which is unknown to me.
Okay. One sentence message that you would give to the people who are just starting in the industry, and I mean the ground workers here.
Yeah. So you have to, for upcoming engineers, you have to differentiate yourself to the industry. What best I can do apart from others? It should not be that copy paste thing what I am doing here. I've been assigned some tasks to me. So how can I do that in a smart way and report it and record it for my own reference, and see, it helps us. So in the year end
It's
appraisal,
something like maintaining a journal, everyday journal.
everyday
sorts.
journal, record
Yeah.
it. What I'm supposed to do in this week, what I have done, what I have learned.
Right.
Future.
Same thing can percolate to others also. I mean, I'm not saying that the construction workers or the contractors should maintain a journal, but similar thing can be like they can probably make a simple note of
Yes.
what happened during the day and what went wrong and how can they improve. I think that will
Yes,
be a
yes.
great.
Basically, in construction language, it's a reconciliation.
Okay, we switch to the next section, which is called word association.
Okay.
I'll say one word and you have to speak the first word that comes to your head when you listen to that word. Okay. Cement.
Ramco cement,
Okay. Okay. Ground.
cricket ground,
Time.
time project schedule,
Okay. Rough.
rough plastering,
Money.
value engineering.
Great answers. Great answers.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving to the next section, which is
Please.
called choose one. Co-working or full-fledged office.
Co-working is good.
Why?
Like you can improve your business there. Co-working helps lot of startups. Don't think like a co-working. It's like a place where you can meet many professionals, many things over there.
Great. Absolutely agreed. Okay. This is a very easy yet tricky question. Illai Thalapathy Vijay or your idol in life?
Ilai Talapati Vijay, so whenever I was down, so he inspired me a lot. Like he like similarly, he had a lot of challenges in his life, but now he is the superstar in South India and so
Right,
many other
right.
things. So when I was in abroad, I was feeling lonely. I used to listen his song or watch. I feel that I'm with my family. And many
Right.
times he used to say that I used to like to say in Tamil whatever the way he said. வாய்ப்புகள்ல இருக்கிற கஷ்டத்தை பார்க்குறவங்க தோத்துடுறாங்க, அந்த கஷ்டத்துல இருக்க வாய்ப்பை பார்க்குறவங்க தான் வாழ்க்கையில ஜெயிக்கிறாங்க. That means like whomever there is an opportunity, but people look at the struggle in that. But people to take that struggle and win that opportunity, people come fast in their life. And we both have a similar date of birth, not in the year,
Great.
the date, a month, and so
Okay,
we celebrate together our birthday.
Very
So
nice.
as I said,
Right.
Ideal is my elder brother.
So if you had to choose one of the two,
Absolutely my brother.
well, that's why I said it's an easy yet tricky question.
No, see,
Right, right.
this is different. This is different.
Agreed. Okay, Tamil Nadu or Karnataka?
Both.
No. It can't
The
be
father
both.
and mother. If you ask me, you like father or
Okay.
your mother? Whom you
All
say?
right. Achha, so which one is father and which is mother here?
Mother is my Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
Father is my Karnataka.
Okay. All right. Great answer again.
Thank you.
Last section in this fun section in the last question in this segment, there are hardly any platforms when it comes to upskilling for workers, right? And also the interest level from the workers
Yeah.
for upskilling is not really there.
Yeah.
It's close to non-existent.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Upskilling, like we cannot educate them with a presentation or paper or something. We should do lot of practical sessions, motivate them, and because why I'm saying this again, I have seen lot of energy with people when we do celebrations at the site. So we celebrate, like we achieved in one of the project we achieved 2 lakh million safer man hours.
Amazing.
So we have called all the workers who has contributed to that, and they have lot of talents. They sing,
Right.
they dance, they do mimicry,
Correct.
and they do small kids skits and things like that. I think, guy, you had so much within you. We didn't
Right.
know this.
Right.
So they are all quite happy, like feeling like a family. So they have to bring more in practical sessions, bring them and work like a workshops, like how we do when we are doing an engineering. We had a workshops in the first year, so we have to perform and score for that. So
Correct.
similarly, we should develop them to upskill and
More of a practical approach
yes,
rather than presentations
presentation something.
or online education
Yes, yes.
for that matter.
So we need to bring a language to this overall to the construction. How this will fastly reach to all workers in the industry, because multiple language speaking people are there.
Correct.
Somebody know
Correct.
the English.
Correct.
So somebody doesn't know English, somebody know Hindi, somebody know Malayalam, somebody know Tamil.
Correct.
So we should
Correct.
create one single language for this construction.
Very interesting point. I think that is the biggest takeaway from all of my podcasts I have done till date. Amazing, Sreevinoth.
So-
All right, brilliant answer.
Thank you.
Now we'll move to the last question of the podcast. You've heard about us, Project Hero,
Yeah.
right? And you've now interacted with one of the representatives. I would want your honest opinion and review about what do you feel that what we're doing for the construction workers and the contractors. What is your honest feedback about us?
It's like water to a person who is thirsty.
Amazing answer again.
So, like, see,
Thank you so
this
much.
is what I'm looking into it. So, like, to be frank, 7 years before, I gathered my classmates and I wanted we have to improve our industry.
Right.
So, only by this upscaling of these ground level people, we can improve that. So, like, now you guys are damn hats off for that, and it's been amazing
much.
because you are making this unorganization to an organization sector, and it is a very amazing, and you are making lives for many people.
Right.
So you're with these kind of developments and approach to the people, you are going to save so many people. Because they are going to be cultured and matured, and they will not do wrong things in their project. By this, their life would have saved. Many lives could have saved, and their earnings will improve, and they are motivated, and they think that they are doing a thankful job. So many say I'm doing a not thankless job. Not
Correct.
that way. We are doing a thankful job, and this ground level team is being respected in the forum, and they will be honored at particular place. We don't treat them as a slaves or something. No, they are also a person who serves for us, and we should take care of them. And they should also learn, and they should also improve, and their society, family all should come up. And I'm impressed about Project Hero. I want to say this. That made me to come here quickly and make up this, and it was so interesting, and this is needed for India, absolutely. And I wish a great success and great way to Project Hero
Thank you
team.
so much. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Sreevinoth. Sreevinoth, okay, this on a personal note. Now you, first of all, thank you for coming and doing this podcast with me, and thank you for taking the time out from your schedule. And great conversation I've had. Before we go, as a personal interest in what is happening with your present career life, you've just recently moved out of
Live space, yeah.
So, at this stage in your career, taking this kind of a bold decision, and probably you might want to start something of your own, like you were telling me earlier, and you're also looking at other places where you'd want to work. What triggered this decision? First of all, let this be a very brief discussion.
So again, it's been an inspiration looking at Live Space founders.
Okay.
Mr. Ramakant, I should see like my role model. I learned a lot from him, discussing with him. He's a founder of Live Space, and he's a young and energetic person, making things happening. Because I've been discussed with him many times, and I see a lot of energy and inspiration over about him. So which made my mind so optimized living.
Amazing.
So that is my overall goal in my whole career. So which I've been I shared this with one of the great giants in Bangalore, and they said, once you develop, I'm the investor to your project.
Perfect. So you already have an investor ready with you.
So
great.
Because I gone for an interview there, but they got inspired about all this process.
Brilliant. Unheard of. Amazing. Sreevinoth, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Yes.
And
Nice
great to meet you. Great conversation. Learned so much from you. So stay tuned with us for the next podcast. We'll be back very, very soon. Thank you.